What is up? What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Creative Circle, Gathering of Creatives live Q&A session. Listen, when I tell you we are in for a time, we're gonna have a time tonight. Listen, I have who I deem my very personal, my own creative circle. I have my Godmom PM, who is here, Pastor Monica Haskell. I have my good friend Amanda Evans, who is the Milwaukee world-renowned photographer, and I have my close friend Brandy Iberia, who is social media strategist to Who's Who in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So when I tell you we're gonna empower the heck out of you tonight and get you ready for the Creative Circle, which is Friday, January 28th, 2022. This is just a little taste of what you're gonna get on January 28th. So we're not gonna give y'all too much, but we're gonna give you just enough so that you get your tickets and that you're in the place on January 28th. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the Creative Circle, how it even came to be, what is it, like how you can get connected, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. The Creative Circle. The Creative Circle came to me, I think me and Brandy had this conversation maybe a couple years ago, and I was just like, I want to create this thing where creatives have this community and they can lean on each other for resources. They can lean on each other for, just information to get built up, because I felt like creatives were missing that kind of coaching so that they can pull the best out of them. Like the best can be pulled out of them. And I was just like, I think it's supposed to be me. I think I'm supposed to be the coach to creatives. And that's where the Creative Coach came from. And that's how the Creative Circle came by. I wanted to foster some community amongst creatives here in Milwaukee. And then as I began to build it out, I'm like, oh, wait, people need this everywhere. So Creative Circle is really just that circle of creatives where you can have that community. You can lean on people for resources, connect to the Creative Circle and get maybe a lead to a job, an opportunity, a project, a contract. That's what it's all about. Because listen, y'all, it's enough for us all to eat. I don't know who told y'all that when another creative wins, that you don't win. I don't know who told you that when you celebrate another person, that it somehow makes you less than. Like, that is foolishness. And I know that it's cliche to say that we're better together, but y'all, that is literally the key to success. We're better together. So once you have that community, once you can, lean on other people, tap into that, I believe that is, the key to success. So that's what I'm starting here. That's what the Creative Circle is all about. So if you're a creative entrepreneur, if you're a small business owner, if you're just wanting to break out and opening a business, the Creative Circle is for you. People think they're not creatives because, oh, I can't paint. Oh, I can't, dance. I can't sing. Well, listen, if you creatively solve a problem, or if you creatively make a way out of no way, then you're a creative. Like, come on now, stop playing. So you're all welcome at the Creative Circle. Listen, thank you guys for joining in. Thank you guys for jumping in. And I hope you can hang around with us for about 45 minutes to an hour, because we're going to have some time. You're going to learn a little bit about our speakers who are here. You're going to learn a little bit about the Creative Circle and what we have to offer you. So we're going to get ready to bring in our first guest. I'm going to say this a few times. If you have not registered, you can learn a little bit more about the Creative Circle at teejboone.com/creative circle. You can get your tickets there. You can send a donation there if you feel led to, and all that good stuff. My engineer is working it. So you see the information down there on the screen, teejboone.com/creative circle. So we're going to get into our first special guest. All of our speakers that aren't here, we're missing Alexandria Ward, the amazing brand strategist. She's just awesome. She couldn't be with us, but she's going to be with us next week. I'm going to do a live with her personally, and we're going to get into it. So y'all ready for our first speaker? Y'all ready? One of my favorite people. I love her so much. She doesn't even know she helps me, but she helps me. I know even in the beginning of launching Teej Boone, I was so scared. I was telling her, like, I don't know what to do. I don't have no process, this, that, and the other. But she just kept telling me, just do this, just do this, just do this. She's so successful at what she does, photography. She's even opened another space to host creative entrepreneurs, and they can use the space for whatever they want to, photography, small events. She's just amazing, and I want to be like her when I grow up. So that's none other than the amazing Amanda Evans. We're going to bring her up. Amanda, come on in, girl. Come on in.
Hey,
Hey,
good
welcome to the
evening.
Creative Circle. I cannot
I'm
believe we're
excited.
just on the live little talk show thing tonight. This is next level, no? Is this
I
not?
know. I'm like, I need some lights in here, some stage lights.
Well, thank you for jumping on. Listen, I was just talking about a little bit about how in the beginning you remember the conversations we would have at the studio, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get into this. I don't know what.
It,
And you were like, just do it. You were giving me tips, and I really appreciate that. That's why I say I deem you guys as my creative circle, um, because you guys really have helped me be where I am today. And I'm just, y'all know I freak out over little stuff, so just everything. Like I just got a message. Somebody's like, I'm on Facebook Live. Where are you? I'm like, I don't know. I think
here.
I'm on Facebook Live. I'm looking at me. So, but whatever. The creative circle, when you think about, and we've collaborated a lot on different photo shoot projects. I've styled for your shoots and just creative directed. When you think about creatives and collaboration and community, why do you think it's so important, or is it even important for creatives to have some sense of community? And tell me, like, from your experiences, why you think it's important, why not, all that good stuff, however you feel.
Ooh, yes, it is definitely important to have a community of people who are going to uplift you and
Yeah,
to encourage you to be your best self. A lot of times, as creatives, you have this mindset to be um, in competition with someone
yeah,
else. But really, you are your biggest competition, and always trying to be better than you were yesterday, the day before, last week. And it's having those personal goals and that circle around you, being able to make sure that you're reaching those goals. So if I share with you, Teej, I want to be able to do this, I want to be able to do this type of shoot with this type of
right.
person, and you know that as part of my community and my circle, you gonna look at me when I'm kind of drifting off from that.
This
Like
is
you
not
said,
said, right?
yes. So that's why you need it, especially as a creative who is an entrepreneur, because you don't have coworkers who you can go to work with and
Right,
you see them on a regular
right,
basis who are holding you accountable. So you need that community to hold you accountable of stuff that you said you were going to do and things that you want to do. So you are definitely a part of my creative circle. I need a Teej Boone shoot. I need you to be there styling. I need your
right.
playlist. I need it.
Listen, and
So,
it, like, you don't understand how much you help me when you think about photography. So I know photography, and we're not gonna get too deep into your story. We want the people to come to the event and hear all the good stuff. Photography wasn't your first thing like that you pursued. Tell
mm-mm.
us just a little bit about how you even got into photography.
So my journey with photography started when I would say, in elementary school. I was always asking my parents for a camera for Christmas or for my birthday, but it was always just a hobby. It was never really encouraged for you to pursue a
Right,
creative industry and it be your
right,
career. It's like, if you're going to be a creative, you're going to be a starving artist.
right,
So you enjoy that. You enjoy, if I don't paint, I don't draw. But if you are into those sorts of fields, it's always like you won't have any money.
right,
But you can always find a way, or there will always be a way made for you. If you're pursuing something that you love, those opportunities will become available. So started at a young age, went to school for something completely different. A lot of people don't know this. I have a
right.
degree in human development and family studies. So not even
And
in the,
and but you do family shoots, so
yes,
that's the
yes. So
connection.
having the patience with the kids and all that kind of
Right.
stuff, that's what I feel like it really helps there. But getting into working a regular job and growing my own family,
Mhm.
I'm like, I need something where I feel like myself and that I can be present with my family, and photography created that opportunity for me. So being self-taught, having mentors in a community in a community that was there to encourage me to really
Right.
say, you know, you can do this.
You can do this. I think that's so important. For creatives who may be thinking like, I want to step away from my 9 to 5, or I just want to even start a business, betting on yourself is so huge as a creative, because I know people aren't going to get it. Your family may not understand. They may say, hey, just go get that degree, work a job, get you some good benefits. But if you feel like that's not cutting it for me, you have to
Yeah.
bet on yourself. Like, it was like devastating for me to just wake up and be like, I'm not going back to that job.
Yeah.
Not devastating because I felt good, but
Hmm.
it was such a battle, and I wrestled with it for a few days. Like, am I really gonna do this? But I want to tell like anybody who's watching, like when I made that decision to pursue what I felt like I was put on earth to do, the
Hmm.
vision was made right away. Contacts, contracts, money, bigger checks than I'd ever seen in my whole life. I'm like, and that's
And
when
you
I
love what you
realized,
do.
right? Why are people
Oh.
telling me they can't find the live? Let's take a moment and figure that out. I'm looking at it. Is it private?
Ooh.
Um, Somebody texted me because I don't want all of this to be in vain. Um, yeah, this is like the second person. I want to figure this out. Um,
Go on right ahead.
yes, this is not available. I wonder what I have to do. Let's wait 1 second. I want to get it up. I mean, it says I'm live, but I don't know why the saints of God cannot find it. Um, let's do edit privacy. It's public. Anyone on and off Facebook? Okay. I'm gonna mute. Is that possible? I'm gonna mute. You go ahead and mute too. Let me make a call.
All right.
All right. Welcome back. I
You
am here
figured
with
it
the
out?
amazing, yes, I am here with the amazing um, photographer Amanda Evans and creative entrepreneur. And we were just talking about how betting on yourself is just like the way to go. Can you tell us just a little bit some of the benefits you've seen, just stepping out there and betting on yourself?
Uh, I would say less stress.
Number one.
Like having the freedom to be able to say, like, yes, I will do that. No, I won't do that. Having that control makes the world of a difference because you're happier. Like going into a job that you dread every day, it's like, I got to do
Mm-hmm.
this again. You're just going through the motions versus really enjoying what you do.
Right. I know for me, one of the biggest things that kept me from betting on myself was this. I think they call it now the imposter syndrome, where you feel like I'm in this room, I'm in this space, I'm in this opportunity, but I
Hmm.
really don't. I don't think I qualify to be here. And once I dealt with that, I felt like I could slap a bear. Like nobody could tell me anything. Have you dealt with like imposter syndrome where you felt like this is way beyond me?
Yes, especially when I was getting started and the different jobs that I was asked to do. I'm like, you trust me to do this and do this. And then afterwards, and when I actually agreed to do it, I'm like, I was qualified. But
Mm,
I think where you kind of challenge yourself is when you do compare yourself to other people
yeah,
and you see the journey that they're on and the process that they have taken. And you're like, well, I didn't go to school for this
right.
and I didn't take this class. So no, I'm not qualified to do it. But there are so many other things that qualify you. So you got to get out of your own head.
Literally, so I was saying when I was, because I'm a little bit of a nutcase. When I was driving in my car, I was literally practicing tonight. Like I was going through like what I was gonna say, how I was gonna do it, laughing and everything. And one thing I said to myself was, when you're born to do something, like that literally trumps any other
Mm-hmm.
qualification, any other experience. Not saying you shouldn't develop your craft and learn, but when you realize I was literally put on earth to do this, like nothing, like nothing else. Like, yeah, they may have went to school 5 years to study a certain discipline, but it's like a fire that was birthed
Yep.
like deep down inside of me. There's a grace that comes with my gift that allows me to do stuff that I don't even know where it's coming from. It gives me ideas that I can't even explain this. I
Yeah.
was at a photo shoot last week doing something. I'm like, where did that come from? Like, how did I know to do that? And you know what I mean? It was just an idea that came to me. I applied it, and the results were like amazing. Like, what?
Yeah.
So,
And I'll
like
tell
you're
you
saying,
something else that I've noticed is kind of getting started. Sometimes you will self sabotage. There were
mm-hmm,
certain things that people will reach out to me for, and I'm like, I don't think I can do it.
right,
So I would try to avoid that person or not respond, and they would hunt me
yep,
down. And I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to do this. Like, let me just give it a try. So that is really big, getting through, not self-sabotaging
right,
yourself.
yep,
And just, if you do something, if it doesn't work out, at least you tried,
yep.
and then you know how to do it better the next time.
Absolutely. I love that. Can you elaborate who this event is for? This event is for creative entrepreneurs, creative minds, idea tours. That's people who come up with ideas, small business owners, just people who are looking to step out and try something new from, you know, a regular 9 to 5. You have an idea that you want to pursue. This event is for you. Even if you're like a leader in some field and you feel like, I need to be a little more creative in how I think. I need to be a little more creative in how I deal with situations. This event is for you. I'm trying to think of who this event is not for. Maybe somebody who don't plan on being nothing. I mean, then don't come.
I will tell you why I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited as a creative. We see so many people on social media. And when I go out in public, they're like, oh, I know you from Instagram. I want to meet you in person. I
Yeah.
want to be able to interact with you because those connections are big. We talk about having a creative circle, a creative network, but nothing trumps actually meeting someone in
Yep.
person versus
Yep.
being online.
Right. And I would say this, and then we'll keep moving. Because creative people can be known for being kind of introverted into themselves, in their thoughts, and their ideas. But I think about the scripture where it says, God uses man to bless us, like men will pour into your bosom, your lap. And we think about the things that we want, the dreams that we have, the things that we want to see happen in our lives. Yeah, God is going to do it, but he can't just like drop it out of the sky. It usually happens through other people. So if
Mm-hmm.
we're not seeking community, if we're not seeking connection, if we're not trying to get out there and meet people or network, you may be missing the connection, the what you may need.
Yeah.
So like if you've been at home all like, yeah, we got the vaccines, we got our masks, and we're gonna get out there and we're gonna network. So this is the perfect opportunity to do that. Yes, Kaylin, God does not call the qualified, he qualifies those he has called.
Yes.
He gives you more on the way than he does at the start. Well, thank you, Amanda, so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. I can't
Get
wait.
your tickets,
Get your
everybody.
tickets.
Get your tickets. You want to
Don't
be in the building.
Right. Don't wait till the last minute because I'll hate to walk past you at the door and be like, I'm so sorry. Catch the next one. I love you. Thank you so
Love
much. We'll
you.
see you January 28th.
Yes. Thank
All right.
you.
Bye bye. Bonnie, like, I love this. Y'all, listen. I love Amanda so much. You guys have to follow her on social media. Somebody put up her socials who know it, who's in the comments on Instagram and Facebook. If you're looking for photography for a wedding or an event, and she's doing, I don't know if she's still offering mini sessions for Christmas, but you want to get on that. One of my favorite photographers, you will love her. Check her out. Cool. Let's bring up. Are y'all enjoying this so far? I'm having a ball. I'm having an awesome time. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's bring up our next creative leader. One person that I trust with my life. Registering tomorrow. Yes, that's what I'd love to hear. Let's bring up none other than my friend, the amazing Brandy Iberia. I'm going to talk about, I know she's probably about to come up. You can come up because I want to see you as I talk about you.
Why you want to see me cry? You ain't about to make me cry in public on the line with the folk, with the people.
Y'all, listen, I met Brandy in the most crazy, wacky way. Well, we met like in a normal way, but how we really connected. She saw, which is kind of circulating now again because it's Christmas time. Um, I'm sorry, I'm reading messages. During Christmas time, the video I put up when I was like, you know, Merry Christmas to you too. The crazy video, you can see it on my page. But
Yeah.
she saw it and hit me up and was like, I think we should be friends and come to my birthday party. So I went to her birthday party in the middle of, not in the middle of nowhere, but it was dark. It was cold, her birthday in December. And I was freezing like, Lord, what if I get killed? But I was willing to foster some community.
And we didn't even know each other. He was willing to die for me before we even really knew each other.
We even knew each other. And now I can say she's literally one of the trusted voices of reasons in my life. Aww. I run almost everything past her. You know, the only thing I probably don't is like medical advice, but I probably have.
Actually, I've seen pictures that I just didn't want to see. That's all I'm saying. Like we're too close.
We're too close, but she's like me in woman form. But yeah, other than that, she is amazing. Tell us a little bit about what you do professionally and creatively, and then we'll get into how amazing you are.
Sure. Well, like many of us, especially many creatives, we wear many hats, right? So I really could go down the lines of all of the things. I think Amanda was kind of talking about as well, some of the various different things that she does and where she started and where she's kind of grown to. Before I got into marketing and media and public relations, I actually started as a singer-songwriter, bass player, right? Wow. And so creativity has always been a part of me and what I do. I'm a graduate from Howard University with a degree in music. And then I went on to get my MBA with a concentration in marketing. And so why I'm here today specifically is to focus around social media from a marketer's eye. And so what we do with Luminosity Media Group, which is my business that I've had you guys for a little over 12 years. Yes. I mean, can I get an applause from the people in the back? Because she's a sister with her own business, okay, making it happen. And so that's the power of creativity. For you to see something in your mind and then say, okay, now let me speak it out.
Right.
And let me create it. Right. Because, and I love that this is a believer based things, because that means that we can talk about God.
Yes.
And so what it comes down to is that I got my daddy's DNA.
Yeah.
and what it comes down to is when he created the sun and the moon and the stars and then decided to form man, all of these amazing things that he did. One thing that you can take that I want to make sure that you guys take away as you're moving forward into your own creative processes is that, yes, you should tap into mentors. You should tap into people. And Teej was just sharing how he shares with me and how I share with him. But sometimes you don't have to look at your own thing and say it's good.
Yeah.
Come on. Can you clap for yourself?
It's good. I'm not gonna pick it apart. I'm not gonna stress on it no more.
Come on.
It's good.
It's good. It's good. And the thing is, and then you be consistent with your good, because the thing is it'll be good. And then somebody gonna say, but is it?
Right.
And so that's why you got to know down on the inside. Again, as believers, we don't have to do this by ourselves.
Right.
We get to tap in, like the plug for real is the Holy Ghost.
First of all, you're getting into my concept.
Oh my God. But you know, I am you are me.
Exactly. No, but seriously, creatives, and we have the advantage of Holy Spirit, the Father. And
what did you say in my house the other day?
Lord,
what was that about?
We don't have to create alone. We've moved as a society from this person is a genius, this person is so brilliant. And what we have to realize is, no, I'm not the genius. I have a genius.
Woo!
There's a genius on the inside that downloads, that feeds me creativity and ideas, and I am his messenger, and I create what he wants me to create in the earth.
Which means it don't matter what you think about me if I'm being obedient to what God has told me to do.
And that's why I'm not frustrated about your thoughts and opinions, because it wasn't for you in the first place. I mean, it was for you, but it wasn't from you.
Woo, sir. I mean, are they ready for the creative circle?
Listen, that's why as creatives, we have to stop letting, I sound like my godmom now. We have to stop letting people who are not qualified to judge our creative processes and stopping us from creating Who are you?
And you know
My
what?
father gave me this message to deliver.
And I'm not a copycat.
I'm not a
so
copycat.
And that's the part, because you have people who like to wear the label of creative, but all they're doing is recycling that which they've already seen.
But
right.
when
And
you
so
tap into your genius, brilliance and excellence is downloaded.
And that's it, and so, Solomon said there's nothing new under the sun, but God will give you new ways to innovate. I mean, we had to face that when 2020 hit.
Absolutely.
You were either going to sink or swim, right?
Maybe when I tell you I was Michael Phelps.
You was who?
I was swimming.
Oh.
I was swimming. Because
when I tell you I was Baby Shark.
Graphic design was in high demand, and creativity was at an all-time high.
See, this
but
is
because I was aligned, I was able to let him download.
Sir, listen. This is what people don't understand when we say the plug, right? So the world can flip upside down, right? But we will literally be riding on the wings. that the plane is going down, and somehow we floating on the wing.
I'm on his coattail. I'm on the Lord's coattail.
Okay, period. And right. And so that's the beautiful part. So when we start talking about like writer's block, or when you hit these things where you feel like I can't go forward, you probably can't. Right.
Yeah.
So that's where you have to tap into the Father. This doesn't have to, and you don't tap into him only when you're doing a project. Right. This is something that you're doing daily. And sometimes you're not going to know how to walk out the vision or what the next step is. But what you have to do is be obedient with what he's put in your hand. Right. What he's put in your hand. So if it's a rod, Moses, then I need you to be obedient with the rod, even though it doesn't make sense. And you walk that thing out, and he is going to make himself, he's going to show himself mighty, because God doesn't get any glory in your demise. Like, so all we have to do is do. Am I talking right?
He can't be a liar. Like, oh, you're talking right. I am about to scream.
Okay, don't pop.
Because this is everything. Like, people don't understand. Yeah, we can talk about the social media marketing. Yeah, we can talk about strategies. But until you get this down, until you get this part down, it don't matter what you post. It don't matter what you share. It don't matter. You know what I mean? I have to be a line so that my creative gift does not go to waste.
And the thing is, when you're tapped into the Father, he's going to give you, it's not, and you really know his voice. That's the other part. You got to really know his voice. He's going to give you stuff, like Teej was saying earlier, that people are not going to get. But here's the thing, daughter. Here's the thing, my brother. They're not supposed to get it. Right. Sometimes the vision is only for you. You think about Moses. No. Noah. Right. Yeah. Where God was like, okay, build this ark.
Right.
People are like, what are you doing? They're laughing at him.
Rain.
It didn't even make sense to him. Exactly. And it had never rained before. So what are you building a boat for something that never occurred? Like, what are we doing? Be obedient.
Be obedient.
Despise not the process, or should I say this, and trust not just the process, because processes fail. Trust the God of the process. And I'm run.
Trust the God.
I'm just saying. I'm not gonna give it all to them. Teej. They got to register.
They got to register. They just have to register. I want you to tell us really quick, because we talked about, when we sat down, social media marketing and social media etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
Because people just get up and just post stuff willy-nilly, and even as I scroll, I'll be like, girl, what y'all trying to do with this? Like, son, what was the purpose? Give us just a little bit of social media etiquette. You don't have to give us some tips, but tell us what it is. Like, what does that mean?
Right. Well, you know what? The pandemic, again, it changed a lot of things, and it threw a lot of people online that ain't never been online before. Everybody had their phone out with a little bit. Some people had a tripod, other people had their kids holding the phone.
Right.
As they was trying to get their life together and keep the people congregated in the name of the Lord. Right. And so, we allowed that to be excused. But again, like Teej said, it allowed for people like him and myself to be aligned and say, well, let me help you.
Right. And
so when we're dealing with etiquette, like, again, I won't get all deep into the tips or anything like that. But the thing is, yes, I can click live, but can I keep you engaged? What does that look like? You know, when we start the live, everybody, you know, they're okay. Well, we gonna wait for a few more people to get on.
No, we not.
All right, da 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 da. And no shade, but you got to think bigger than the 11 people that's watching. Right? Because when we start to do that, now I'm not catering just to the 11 people that are watching. I'm catering to the world. Because when they watch, I need them to get the information right away. Yep. If you missed it, then you missed it.
Right.
Right. And so I'm not going to, and then people start to connect and say, well, dang, when she go live, Let me hurry up and get there at 10, since I know that she's going to drop some nuggets at the top, because I might delete the live. And then you're gonna miss it. So it's about knowing your audience's behavior, knowing what's interesting, being mindful and intentional about what you're doing and why you're doing it. Right. And so I know it's a tough place to be in, because you got people that are going viral and making money doing nothing. And then you have us with all this vision and all this heart, and we got two people on the line preaching heaven down, right? So how do we be consistent, right? You know, when we don't see the numbers. And so we'll talk about the numbers behind the scenes, right? Mm-hmm. These algorithms that we hear about. People say the word like they know what they're talking about, but y'all really don't know. But we'll let you know what that is and why some people can be seen and some other people can't. Why some people are shadow banned. What does that look like? How do I connect with people and grow my audience?
Okay, shut up.
Okay. And I'm done.
They got to register.
Get the ticket.
They got to register. We're not giving no more free game. No, just playing. We gonna give some free game because we want.
I said exactly. I got real the little hood. What was exactly? But I said it.
Exactly. No, I thank you so much for being here and helping me pull this together. And you know what I mean.
Yes.
I love you so much. Thank you so much for lending your gifts and your talents to help this creative circle come together full circle.
That's what it's about.
I love you, and I will chat with you. You know we're going to debrief after this. But all
right, I love you too. We will talk soon.
Y'all, can you believe this? Like, why would she get on my live and cut up like that? Why would she get up on this thing and cut up? Yes, indeed, I'm coming through the door with 2 cups. And the two ain't going to be enough, because them 2 going to be filled before we even open our mouths. I love you, Miss Nancy. You know you are one of my faves. Where do I register? It's scrolling at the bottom, teejboone.com/creative circle. Listen, I need to prepare y'all for thank you so much, Ashley. Ashley has came on to assist me. She is my executive event coordinator for the Creative Circle, and she is amazing, and she's helping me make sense of what was just an idea a few short months ago. So I appreciate you so much, Ashley, for being on and helping me with this. Let me prepare you for who's coming next. Let me because let me get a sip. Because the next person is literally, you know, we got some coaches and some people that'll help you. And they'll coach the game, ain't been in the game, ain't in the game, don't know the game. But this person that's coming up, along with everybody else that has come up already, has been in the trenches, has been working, has been proving herself, has proved herself as the success and manifestation coach. So when I thought about what creatives needed, I thought about, you know, they need to know to bet on themselves. They need to know how to put themselves out there on the web. They need to know how, what was the other one? Alexandria. They need to know how to brand themselves and put themselves up together in the best way possible. And then I thought about my godmom. I'm like, they need to know the keys. They need to know how to make some money. Because yeah, all of this is fun. Yes, I'm after the impact. I'm there to inspire somebody. But at the end of the day, I got to pay them bills, because them bills is gonna be knocking. So that is why my godmom is here. I just couldn't do it without her. I needed her to tell us how we can get it from our head to our hands. And that is why none other than PM Pastor Monica Haskell is here. Come on in the room. Was that an intro?
Okay, you better do. I was like, I want to meet her. Oh my God, she sounds amazing.
Yes, welcome. Like we didn't
Thank
just talk
you
right before this, but thank you so much for coming on and y'all really don't know who just came in the room. Like literally, this is a big deal.
Look, stop it. Stop
It's
it.
been a big deal.
Stop it. Stop it.
It's been a big deal all night, but literally, PM. I thought about when I was practicing in the car. I said it came to me that this was a few years ago. This was right after God had blessed you to have me in your life. You had told me you were on Facebook Live. I don't remember what you were talking about, but you had said to me you saw that I was on, and you were like, "Teej, there's a movement in you." And I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what it meant, but I'm like, yes, Lord, I received. And it didn't hit me till I was driving today, and I was like, wow, this is what why am I feel like I'm finna cry?
Oh God.
It's gonna be a Dubai number 2.
Okay.
Um
Do a Chris Brown on me.
that no, that this is really what it was about. That there was a movement, there was an audience that I was called to. And I couldn't get to them if I didn't move. I couldn't get to them if I stayed where I was at. I couldn't reach to them if I didn't act on it and didn't just trust that I had everything that I needed. So when you said that, it clicked today. Like the Creative Circle is one of the many movements that is on the inside of me, and I thank you for calling it out and being on me, even though I've been so hard-headed. But
it's recorded, right? Is this recorded? Okay.
Thank you for calling it out. And the Creative Circle is indeed a movement. Like it's not even just for local Milwaukee.
No.
It is beyond me. God has let me peek in on a little bit of it, but he ain't even really showed me all of it.
Wide.
So thinking about all that you are, calling out that movement, tell us what is PM? Who is PM? What is that even about?
I'm assigned to the overdue. I'm assigned to the people who, you know, there's more in you. And I can't be politically correct. You already know who I am. And that is my assignment, to help people get their dreams from their head to their hands. Other people just hype you up to get in a game that, like you said, they've never played in. And they have really no intentions of you getting in the game. You know what I mean? They just hype you up and all of this stuff. God fit to bless you, and he is on the way. I'm like, which way? Because I could head that way. I need people who are desperate enough to do what's necessary to make a change in their lives. Now, first of all, everybody who's watching, I need you to do me a favor and share the video. This is way too good to keep to yourself.
Way too good.
I want to say something that I think is really, really critical. And my son has said it to a few people. And I think what I said to you on that live, I don't really recall, but was that you have too much potential to die just being potential. So many people have all of these ideas, what you're going to do when you grow up. Well, you're 55, you grown, okay? And so it's like, if you could just get it in your head that I'm going to attempt to do something great, I'm telling you, God will back you. And that's what I am living out in my life. I am living a crazy, amazing life by things that was in my head. I can't believe that everything I've obtained was something that I created with my own hands. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I know people would like to think it's something extraordinary about me. I think I'm all right. You know what I mean? But Romans 2:11 says that God is no respecter of persons.
Yep.
And so what he's done for one, he must do for another if you tap in what's on the inside of you. And I'm saying, you're not happy living the life that you're living right now. You know that there is so much more. Everybody doing vision boards. I'm tired of the vision board parties. Do a manifestation board. I'm gonna need some of that stuff to come true.
Where we roll our business in.
If you just do a vision board party, it's just an arts and crafts project. Like, if you don't really expect all of those things to come true, I just believe God is big enough to afford all of my dreams, and he's proven himself. We sing Waymaker, miracle worker, but you ain't asking for no miracles. You don't need a miracle for that. You need a job like that. You need a minimum wage job for your dreams. You don't even need nothing big. If you really believe that God is able to do exceeding abundant above, your dreams will go higher. Because he says, above all you're able to ask or think. I say think big, and he has to exceed that because you thought about it. You got to rewind that to get it. But the point is, God is ready to blow your mind. And everybody that comes, I'm telling you, I am coming locked and loaded, because they don't know. But you know what I'm about to unleash. And when the world knows what I am about to unleash, they will realize it's more in me than I'm putting out. And I'm going to show you when you come that night. Me and my entire family are flying out. That is crazy in and of itself.
Yeah.
We are flying out. And I believe something crazy is going to happen in that place. Do not sleep on it and don't wait to register. Listen to this. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God has to wait on you until you're ready. And if you wait till the last minute, hoping you'll just get a ticket, you showing God you ain't even serious, and you are far from overdue. When you overdue, see, you ain't had, I know you can't have no babies. I had some babies. When you overdue, you don't care who come in the room. You like, get this baby out. I remember, this is TMI. This is hilarious, though.
I'm about to.
Listen, a man came in the room. I just spread eagle. He said, "Ma'am, I'm just here to get the trash." This is a true story with Matthew. I was ready to get this baby out. It didn't matter. See, that's why I don't care what people think about me. When you are overdue, you can care less about what folks say. When Peter was drowning, he said, "Lord, save me." He didn't have time, listen to me, to listen to the hecklers in the boat. See, a lot of times we're listening to the people who didn't have enough faith to get out the boat, to start their dreams, and they're going to tell you what you should do. You're not qualified to critique my dreams. Average folk is not qualified to critique me. So, that's just a little bit of what we got.
This is why I had to prepare the people, because they didn't know what they had gotten themselves into.
Okay.
They thought we was about to akikiki on here tonight.
Okay.
But no, we came to unlock somebody. We came to snatch somebody out of that place, that rut that you've been in. It has not served you well. We presented tonight a different way. This is your opportunity. How many times you want God to,
the time is now. Now listen to this. This is the part that I really tapped into. This is the easiest time to be rich. Now, I know folks don't like to talk about, just follow your path. All of that is good, but you can't pay your bills, can't pay your telephone bill.
Okay.
Listen, my passion pays me, okay?
Listen.
And I can't believe sometimes that I'm working and I get paid so much to do what I absolutely love, what I'm purposed to do. Let me show you how to get paid for your purpose. If you called to children, I can show you how to build a children's empire. People say, well, children don't pay. Really? Because the Cheetah Girls made a lot of money. Don't play with me. I can show you how to build an empire with anything that God has called you to do. And if you find that purpose, you will never work another day in your life. And so I am so excited. I'm just so hyped. I'm like, is it here yet? I am excited.
Listen, I'm beyond excited. And after tonight, I'm like super excited. Okay, I want you to do something that's not very hard. I want you to speak highly of me. And I'm asking you to, because I need the people to understand. They don't really understand who I am. They've just seen me in passing. They see me be fly and all that stuff, but they don't understand what this creative circle is and what Teej Boone, the creative coach, has just started in the earth.
Okay, let me just say it like this. And I'm mad that this is recorded because I think you're going to probably use some of this stuff against me.
Oh, it's going up tomorrow on Instagram.
I will say this. I've been able to do some crazy, amazing things, some that has been revealed and some that is going to be exposed in the very near future. I am not easily impressed. I am not a hater, though. I support so many people. I encourage the saints. I do. I encourage so many people. But what I'm saying is, when I call somebody on a regular basis to run my ideas, see, most people are not even qualified to even hear my ideas because it don't even, they like, what is she crazy? I have told you so many times, you are so much more than you're letting on. And your creativity is outstanding. First of all, you're just stupid. And I mean, really stupid, you're really stupid. And I'm saying all of who you are, is what the world needs. Literally, the humor. Do you understand what I mean? Creative people, that's why comedians, they talk about social issues, but they do it in a fun way. And they say things that we're thinking. And I'm saying the boldness that you have in other areas needed to come out in this arena, and being confident in who you are. Now, I'm not trying to be super deep, but I believe, and I know it's not going to be a church service, but I believe I'm coming with an oil that will prophetically unlock what has been unlocked in you. What has been unlocked in you. And what you're going to do, what I love about it is, You could just be creative, but you're so kingdom minded, you want them to be unlocked as well. See, that's somebody who's great, because great people they are never intimidated by other great people. If your stats is the only stats that matter, you're a selfish player.
Yep.
But a great player makes all the other players around them great. And I appreciate that about you. You are so kingdom. When you and my son got together and I needed a photo shoot, you was like, you got it. I mean, y'all literally got in collaborations, like, get her here. And I'm like, is this a setup?
Very
Because
much.
but you saw what was in me, and you said that needs to be highlighted even in your photos. That needs to be highlighted in your brand. That's somebody who cares more than just about themselves, but how the kingdom of God is represented. And I'm so excited that I don't gotta be there. I get to be there
Right.
to witness history in the making. This is world renowned. I see chapters all over the world. Y'all remember it was said here first. So
Thank you. Okay, if you said two more words, I was going to be Chris Browning.
okay, like,
No, but I appreciate that. That is.
yeah. You know,
I hope y'all excited.
wait. You know, I don't say nothing I don't mean. So if you had me on here to say something, I'd be like, well,
I need to.
because you know, they'd be like, look at her face, because I can't listen. I'm not a man that I should lie.
I'm okay, and I'm not. Let's bring everybody else back up. I hope y'all hung around, because we're gonna take some questions. We are in good time. We are doing good with time. Oh, so we're gonna take some questions now. Y'all, hasn't this just been like, I'm even being blessed at my own little live, my own little Q&A.
I'm ready for this to be tomorrow.
Okay.
No, seriously.
I'm excited.
Let me check my email. I know somebody went and got some tickets today. I know they better have. and they have.
See?
Yeah.
Always do it.
Listen, if you guys have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments for any of the people who have shared. Brandy, Amanda, PM, go ahead and get your questions in. We're gonna take a few moments and get into it. I mean, Amanda, what stood out to you? What was just like, man, slap me upside the head?
Everything. I'm just to have the potential for all of these creatives to be able to meet and interact, and seeing where that leads in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, just starting with the creative circle.
Right.
And then it's going to be a trickle down effect. It's like, this is where it all started. So it's going to be a good year. You starting the year off with a bang.
No, seriously, skip that vision board party that y'all plan to do in January and get y'all tails to the creative circle. Yeah. And we gonna really do this thing. We gonna walk it out. Brandy, what did it for you? I mean,
yeah, no, there's just everything, everything. No, but there was one line, I believe it was from you, Pastor Monica, where in so many words you said never, that Teej is never intimidated by other great people, and just that trait and that quality. If we could grasp that just as a people. My goodness, if I think it's a quote by Marianne Williamson that says, our greatest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. But my diminishing, in so many words, my dimming my light doesn't serve anybody. And so what I'm also hoping that also with the connection, that's great, but that we can also come and shine. Like, this can be an opportunity for you to say what's on your heart and not feel like, ooh, let me dumb this down because like, no, this is going to be where you can come in your fullness,
right,
and in all your glory, right, that God has given you, and walk out what he's called you to do, and get some support while we at it, because although we're as entrepreneurs and freelancers or what have you, we're in it by ourselves, but we can also be in it together, and in certain aspects. And so I'm looking forward to connection.
Absolutely. We also have, I don't want to call them vendors because they're more than that. I'm calling them event partners. They're not just people who are going to be like selling snacks and selling clothes, but it's people who are actually going to be there to get you what you need. So I'm having business coaches there, graphic designers, web designers, business tax professionals, like all the help that you're going to need with this business. they're going to be in the room to get your information, and you get their information so you can leave. Like if you leave in 2022 is not slapping for you, it's because you just want to be mediocre and you want to be trash, and that's fine. You just should have saved that ticket for somebody else. But somebody said, if I'm not a creative or an entrepreneur, can I still benefit from being in this environment? PM, what you say? What you want to say to that?
Of course. First of all, I got to piggyback on Brandy. First of all, these ladies are amazing. I am super excited to glean. When you are a creative, you always stay on teachable. You don't know it all. And you can always be empowered by somebody else. So I'm excited to connect and meet with them. Amanda's my girl. She's got me looking fabulous all over the world. Okay. And so I'm super excited about that. So please go follow them and support them. But she said something that brought me to a scripture, Hebrews 10:39, which says, but we don't belong to those who shrink back, but to those who have faith and are saved. But to those who have faith and are saved. So you didn't even know that was in the Bible. Your shrinking back is a direct, is just a slap in the face to God. We don't, God says we don't belong to those who shrink back. I will no longer mute myself or put myself on pause to make you feel comfortable. I am great. It's just what it is. Genesis 1:2 said he made me great. And because he did it, you take my greatness up with him. It's not my fault. Listen.
That part.
Listen. It is for everybody. If God made us all creatives, if we're like him, then we're all creative. If we're made in his image and his likeness, then we're all creative. And I like what you said, Teej. Even if you're in your career, you're team lead for something. You need to be the best team lead. I am sick of believers diminishing you trying to fit in and not stand out. If you then stop talking about you uniquely and wonderfully made, a royal priesthood. Stop it. If you are unique, then my team is the best team.
Yes.
Okay, I press toward the mark for the what prize? There's a prize at stake. Okay.
Hello.
So I have to, everything I do it as unto the Lord. I do it to be the best. I was called to have dominion, which means to dominate. I don't play nicely. To dominate means I'm the CEO. The CEO never asks the mailroom clerk, can I go to lunch? I get to boss stuff around. And we have been playing nicely with stuff we get to boss around. My business, I call it filled, and it is so. I call myself rich, and it is so. And don't get mad at me because it's according to my faith, be it unto me. I decided I was broke, busted, and disgusted. I was living in Section 8. Don't tell me about money. You talk about my harvest, but you haven't seen my seed. So I determined I wasn't going to be broke no more. I decided. And so, yes, everybody needs to come. If you don't think you need to come, you especially need to come.
Mm-hmm. Give somebody's asking that scripture. Hebrews, what was it?
10:39.
10:39. Somebody says
10:39.
What is creative? How would you define it? I think you already answered that, right? I mean, I like to say, because I'm a creative, I am most like God. Because when we read scripture, before we learn him doing a miracle, before we see him healing anybody, he was creative. He created us. He created the world. He created the moon and the stars. So I am most like God when I am creating. It's his will that I'm always working and abounding in the good work. I should always be producing something. That's a creative. A single mother who done figured out how to make a meal stretch from Monday to Friday. You're a creative. Like literally, I figured out how to do my job 10 times as better with doing less work. You're a creative. Like in the simple, I'm solving a problem. I'm creatively making a way where there was not a way at first. You're a creative. What is the number one lesson or tip you've learned in the last year that has transformed your business? Amanda, I'm gonna let you take a stab at that one first. This, because I feel like you are just the go at like finding your niche and just staying in the process and staying in the flow. So like, what would you say was your number one lesson or tip?
This is actually a big part of my growth is saying yes to speaking. So I've learned, I love creating. I do, but I want to teach. I want to be able to share what I have with others. So saying yes to people to be able to hear my voice, to be available to answer questions. So that is my biggest lesson and tip. Don't be afraid to share what you have with other people, because it's only going to elevate. You're going to be elevated in the process because you're learning and growing, but then you're helping someone else at the same time.
Yeah.
So don't hold back on the knowledge that you have to share.
That's good. Brandy, what would you say is your number one lesson or tip?
This year, this year was quite interesting because I had a lot of people. I had a lot of things going on, and then I had a lot of people walk away from. And so what I learned is that I can do it with or without them. However, there are seasons though that God has calls people to you, because sometimes the vision is so big, or when you reach the promised land and the grapes is bigger than you, you need company to carry the abundance with you too.
Right.
And so what God was showing me though is that if they detach from you, you're blessed. If they're with you, you're blessed. And so I started to learn my own creativity when I started with 5 and then I ended up with 1. Right. And so what I said, and then sometimes there was frustration that came with that. And sometimes there was a space that I would go to the Bible. And I don't remember exactly where the scripture is, but despise not humble beginnings. But then something dropped in my spirit and also said, despise not a change of plans, right? So sometimes you might start a way, but God may shift you another way. And what God wants to know is, can you trust me? Can you trust me if I say start back at 1?
Right.
Can you trust me if I say if you have a whole team of people and then I say, no, I just want it to be 3 of you guys, or I want you to reformat how I put it, because he never wants you to love the gift, to love the vision more than the gift giver or the vision giver. And so he'll always shake that up every now and again and say, are you still for me? And so that was my walk all the way to the end of this year. And I'm closer to God because of it. And I'm ready for whatever is next.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to share mine. I read this book. It's called The Creative Habit. And she's a dancer. I can't remember the title, but I'll put it up for people who are interested. She's a dancer, world-renowned dancer, and she wrote this book called The Creative Habit, where she talks about the success you find once you get yourself in a creative habit, which is consistency, basically. And that's what I had to do this year. I'm used to being the night owl. I'm used to, working through the night up until the sun comes up. But the Lord blessed me to expand and get new clients, and they up at 3, 4, and so I can't be just going to sleep when they just getting up, because they got work that you know what I mean? So I had to get myself in a creative habit and allowing creativity to flow through me a way that I wasn't used to, which was getting up every morning and putting myself through a process and staying consistent. So that's what it was for me. And it wasn't that I was less creative, but I had to take it up a notch. Yes. PM, if you have a tip, you can share it, and then we'll go to this question.
My thing was stop being flexible. And I know it seems like a contradiction. What do you mean? If I had a ruler here that was flexible, it would bend, but it would be with resistance. It would bend, but you would feel the gravity try to pull it back in place. So for me, it's to be fluid. Water goes anywhere there's a space. And that's where I am. 2020, God hid this from us. All the prophets, nobody talked about no whole pandemic. Okay, the world shut down. So I had to flow in spaces that I was just not comfortable in, every crack and crevice. And that made me rich. Listen to this, guys. I had access to what made me rich before the pandemic, but I never used it.
Yes.
So when a crack came, I had to go in that space. And I am so glad for that. So now I'm just flowing everywhere now. I am doing some amazing things because I've learned how to be fluid and not flexible.
Quotables.
Nothing else. I'm not asking you that.
Don't talk to me.
Can anything good come from Milwaukee? How do you guys combat the negative Milwaukee mentality? People say this to me all the time. I'm getting up out of here. Ain't nothing good here. And I said, what do you think people who are rich here say? Like, what do you think the difference is? It's working for them. So why can't it work for you? I said, I got and Amanda, you got a lot of corporate clients who don't bat their eyes at invoices. So why is it working for somebody and it's not working for me? You got to change your perspective.
That's what I was going to say. It's your focus. And so one of the things I live by is I focus on the solution, not the problem. So and that's the thing. The problem's going to be there. And so I acknowledge the problem, but my focus is on the solution. How are we going to solve this? So usually that type of talk comes from people who are focusing on the problem, and they're not solving anything anyway.
And not
They
even interested, right? Interested in finding a solution in the first place.
You don't even have time when you're so focused on the solution. You don't even have time for the negative. Like I have no space. I have no capacity for it because I'm so full with trying to figure out how we get into the next or what's the next move. Come on.
Okay. What, you got something you want to say?
I was like, I'm not going to say nothing. Okay,
Say
it. You know what? It's a story real quick. It was a story of an African guy, and he goes to Africa, and he's a shoe salesman, and he goes there, and when he goes there, nobody there wears shoes. So he's like upset. Y'all got me here. He calls back to the office. You got me here, and nobody here wears shoes. And then another guy comes to Africa who's a salesman, and he steps off the plane. He realizes nobody wears shoes, and he gets super excited because nobody there wears shoes, and he has shoes.
Right.
Opportunity.
Is I love problems. That person don't even understand. You just answered your business. He who solves problems get paid. Lawyers solve medical problems, they get paid. Doctors solve medical problems, they get paid. Lawyers solve legal problems, they get paid. Whenever you find a problem, you become necessary.
Phew.
Creatives, that's all we do is solve problems, right? The convenience store is across the street from the market, but folk don't want to go to the market. Come on, y'all. I need y'all to flow with me.
Right. Okay.
That's good.
You need to get excited that Milwaukee has a challenge that you get to solve. Now I get to get paid. You said we don't have a social life here. Oh, that's a place for
opportunity.
Create it.
You already know. Like,
hello.
All right, I'm not saying nothing.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. We have another question. When you're so gifted at more than one thing, is it best to focus on one skill at a time or find a way to do them all? Because they all make me happy with expressing myself. That's a great question. And I think I'm still figuring out the answer. I have, zoomed in. I think I'll answer it like this. So I had to figure out what was my purpose. So I was doing a lot of things that I felt like could make me money, could make me successful. Yes. I was doing a lot of things even that I felt like people would be comfortable with me doing. They wouldn't judge me too much. They wouldn't ask me, you know what I mean? So I was doing the other stuff, and that's what made me overwhelmed because I was doing a whole bunch of other stuff that I really didn't even love. But once I hit what I love, empowering people, empowering creatives, and fashion, and then I'm funny, all the other stuff come with it. But once I figured out the one thing I love that I could do that nobody didn't have to pay me to do, I was like, okay, that's what it is. So you'll decide yourself if it's 4-5 things or if it's one thing. Anybody else want to chime in?
That's the truth. And here's something that I've kind of experienced. I'm a photographer. I've dabbled in video, and I get asked a ton, like if I offer videography. Tried it out, and I realized that I wasn't passionate enough about it. And I would get disappointed if I didn't have the time to really dedicate to photography, trying to balance. And I'm like, I'm just doing this because other people want me to or expect me to because you feel like they go hand in hand. But it didn't work like that. So photography is my passion.
Yep. So figure out that, come to the creative circle, and then we're gonna pull that passion about you.
Yes.
One more question, and then we're gonna honor the time. I didn't want to go past 9, but we'll take the last question from Jasmine. It went away, but it was Jasmine Sierra. And then we'll move on. Any other questions, you can come to the creative circle and ask us to our face. How would you recommend a creative to start when you don't have the necessary equipment or funds to start? I'm going to take this one, and then don't nobody have to say, no, I'm just kidding. If y'all want to chime in, y'all can. Because that is how the creative circle started. So I don't know if I shared it with Facebook. I shared it with Instagram. But the creative circle started as an idea. And thank God I can do graphic design because I put together a graphic and I put it out there like, hey, the creative circle is coming January. And when I put it out there, I didn't have no budget. I didn't have no sponsors. I didn't have no money. I didn't have no venue. But I'm like, at least it's out there and people going to ask me about it, and that's going to hold me accountable. But once I started it, I went to go check out a venue. I'm like, I'm gonna go look at a space. She ain't got to know I don't got no money to put down on this space. I'm just gonna walk around and look like I do. And when she asks, I'll tell her it's coming. I went and walked around the space. I had 7 days to hold the date and put money down. 6 days came and I didn't have the money. On the 6th day, I was, I prayed. I'm like, God, I really want this space. I got to do the creative circle. I feel like you're pushing me to do it. We just got to make this work. So I go to check my account. As a creative, that money may be in Cash App, one may be in the bank account, one over in PayPal. So I went to check all of my assets. PayPal. And lo and behold, I had enough to make the the deposit on the building, on the space. So I put it down, but then I was like, Lord, my car note is due, and what should I do? Should I bet on myself? Should I go after my dreams, or should I just keep being mediocre and okay with what I've been doing?
Never mediocre.
So I decided to bet on myself. I put the money down on the space, and when I tell you, since I've made that decision, people have been banging on the door, blowing up my inbox. Where can I donate? I was looking to get a photo booth, and I was just like, Lord, I can't afford this. Somebody that I really want, the person that I wanted, reached out and said, how can I be a blessing? I said, your photo booth. They said, you got it. Just pay the $40 service fee. Hello. I mean, you don't have to have it at the beginning. God just want to know, is you crazy enough to believe that I can do it?
Yes.
That part.
And he knew that I was a nutcase. He knew I was crazy enough to believe that Lord, however you do it. I don't know who said it, but somebody said it's his will, it's his bill.
Period.
I just got to believe that he's going to do it. And that is literally how I've been moving. Even tomorrow, I got a meeting with the event coordinator, and she's going to ask me about sponsors. I said, I don't have it yet, but it's coming. Just hired a caterer. He's going to ask me what your budget is, whatever you need, and I'll get it. I don't even really care at this point. I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to be amazing. I know lives are going to be touched. I just got to see it through to the end at this point. So that's how you just got to move. And most people, I'm going to stop. Most people, when they ask, like, I don't have the money, you ain't even did all the free stuff yet. Like, it was free for me to go look at the space. It was free for me to put a graphic.
Right, that's good.
It was free for me to talk about it. That's
all you had to do.
That's all I had to do. And the money came. So do free stuff.
Money is never the issue. Money is never your issue. Money is not. I dare everybody on this Facebook Live right now, just put, money is not my problem. Woo, money is not your problem. The creativity to get the money is the issue. The money is not the problem.
Ooh, that's so good.
An excuse. An excuse is nothing but a lie wrapped up in a reason. So if you put, it's the money. The reason why I did it is because I needed money. You can't say I can't do it because I don't have the money. The reason why I did do it is because I didn't have the money. When you will do what's necessary to make it happen, I'm telling you, you'll wipe every excuse away. And so money is not the issue. It's just not. If you want to go to this, I'm serious. If you really want to go to this, I want you to ask 5 people right now for $10. 5 people for $10 right now. You have not because you ask now. You call yourself a believer. Ask. You're gonna get to heaven. And you're gonna see the life you live and the life you could have lived had you asked. If you really want to come, the money is not the issue. $50. $50. I'll give you $50. I'll give you $50. Somebody right on here live tonight says, I want to come to the conference and I can't afford to pay. And you email, and the first one now, I ain't getting ready to pay for everybody who watches at 5 a.m. in the morning. Talking about something she has said. If you really don't, now don't lie, but if you don't have the money, I'm gonna pay for you to come, and it's gonna change and shift your life.
And you'll be able to track back to January 28th, like, this is the day that my life changed.
And you're not going back. Okay.
Yeah, the enemy wanted me to believe, it's Christmas season, people paying for this, that, and the other. Nope, I'm not doing no Christmas sale. I'm not doing no flash sale. It's gonna be sold out. It's gonna be packed, and that's just what it is. People gonna come. I guess everybody on here. So if y'all got the money, why y'all ain't got no tickets then?
Okay.
Okay. You just okay with being media? Oh, nobody popped up, Brandy. Nobody. Okay.
It's all good.
Well, amen. Well, I thank you guys for joining me tonight. We're not going to hold the people because I want to give them time to go and register at teachboone.com/creative circle. Even if you know that you can't make it, but you know somebody who would benefit, buy it and give it to them as a gift for Christmas. You know what I mean? It's gonna be an amazing time. Thanks again. Remember, follow everybody on their socials. I'll put them up in the comments. Follow me if you're not following me on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And once again, share the live. People are hilarious. I'm reading text message and comments. But yes, thank you again, each one of you. You guys have a good night. And we will see you on January 28th at the
Woohoo!
Creative Circle Gathering of Creators. Peace out, y'all.